This truth transcends nations and peoples. A belief that isn't new, that isn't black or white or brown, that isn't Christian or Muslim or Jew. It's a belief that pulsed in the cradle of civilization and that still beats in the hearts of billions around the world. It's a faith in other people, and it's what brought me here today. We have the power to make the world we seek, but only if we have the courage to make a new beginning, keeping in mind what has been written. The Holy Quran tells us, "O mankind, we have created you, male and a female, and we have made you into nations and tribes, so that you may know one another." The Talmud tells us the whole of the Torah is for the purpose of promoting peace. The Holy Bible tells us, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God." The people of the world can live together in peace. We know that is God's vision. Now that must be our work here on earth. Thank you, and may God's peace be upon you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, for the last 56 minutes, the President of the United States has been addressing a very receptive crowd, as you can see by the people standing up and yelling, "I love you, hurrah," there at Cairo University. This, of course, the centerpiece of his trip. From here, he's going to be boarding Marine One, which travel with him. He's going to go out and take a look at the Sphinx and the pyramids as well. And a little later on, after an embassy reception, he's going to be heading off to Dresden, Germany.
But this is the big news. This is the big speech. This is what he's promised for about the last year. And this, after he's elected, said, "I'm going to go to a Muslim country. I'm going to address the Muslim world," including the many Muslims live here, the 1.5 around the globe. And they watched. It was his most viewed speech, translated in 13 languages through all the social networks. You're going to see highlights, and of course on our network.
So Fox News contributors, let's bring them in right now, because we have the author of the book, Liberal Fascism, Jonah Goldberg, and Doug Schoen, former advisor to President Clinton and a Fox News contributor as well. Gentlemen, you were here for the entirety with all of us. Basic first impressions, Jonah.
There was a lot of nice-sounding stuff. There was a lot of things that I think needed to be said, and I think there was a lot of flawed strategic thinking reflected in the speech.
And Doug, you're struck by something he talked about regarding Iran and nuclear power.
Well, he basically suggested that we could move forward, forget the past, that we would allow them to have peaceful nuclear energy, that we ourselves and every other country needed to disarm. There was no discussion of the Iranian nuclear program, no discussion of Iran recognizing Israel's right to exist, and no discussion of the hateful words from the Ayatollah Khamenei.
Let me just go back to that. He did say it's not going to be tolerable for them to have a nuclear weapon and have a Middle East nuclear arms race. Then he parlayed that into, that's why we're not going to have any nuclear weapons in this new world that he had. Everyone's going to give them up voluntarily, and of course that's easy.
Right, and unicorns are no longer going to poop in our streets either. I mean, it's a wonderful vision he has.
So you took it as a naive statement.
As a profoundly naive statement. I also thought, you know, his